If you still believe nti oli abadde asobola okukulembera, why would you have an objection ogenda mu kibiina kye n'okiyingira omulundi gumu? So nze ndowooza ekyo abagala alliance mugendere ddala mwesogge mu vetting y'omukulu abatambuze gani okumukwenya nga reality mukimanyi temumwagala.
Tebamwagala.
Nga bamwagala ddi naawe
Kyagulanyi.
Nze ndi open. Nze nakola ekyange kubanga ekyange kyanjawulo ku kike.
Yes, Muhammad NSEREKO came out to attack the PFF members who came out to support Robert Kyagulanyi Ssentamu's presidency, citing the hypocrisy, coming out to say that they don't like the man. Okay? In fact, let me first play with the tape before I proceed. Here's the tape.
If you still believe nti oli abadde asobola okukulembera, why would you have an objection ogenda mu kibiina kye n'okiyingira omulundi gumu? So nze ndowooza ekyo abagala alliance mugendere ddala mwesogge mu vetting y'omukulu abatambuze gani okumukwenya nga reality mukimanyi temumwagala.
Tebamwagala.
Nga bamwagala ddi naawe
Kyagulanyi.
Nze ndi open. Nze nakola ekyange kubanga ekyange kyanjawulo ku kike.
First of all, I think Muhammad NSEREKO has some iota of truth. Most of the senior members, especially from the opposition, I know in the hearts of hearts they don't wish BOBI WINE well. It is the truth. Because of the experience they had, some thought that BOBI WINE took away their shine. People like BOBI WINE, who had stood for president for 3 times without making a significant stab, is the reason why they ran away. Some had more experience, some had more connections. So a person who came from the ghetto overshadowed them, and I think they have that in their heart. This is politics. It's the reason as why many leaders, when they come in power, they try to build their own. Even when BOBI WINE changed the leader of opposition, he brought Joe Senyonyi, a leader of his own. This is how politics is done. That's the dark side of history. Because if you give key positions to those who underlook you, you may have a bad, you may not have a really good time. Let's continue.
Akole ekike nange nkole ekyange sigaana. Naye nze simukwenya sirimu abo abamukwenya sirimba. Naye bano bakulowoozesa nti banne nga si banne kuba tebamwagala mu lujjudde ne mu lwatu. Yes, of course mu politics osobola okukola n'omuntu yadde temwagalana. Naye bwe baba balowooza nti baafe munnaye tetusimbyewo naye ate tusobola okwesimbawo wansi, kaakati bali beyamma kaadi ne bajja mu bibiina byammwe, mulowooza bo bawulira batya? Kubanga bwe baava eri baavaayo baga nti eri teri bwenkanya, ate mugaa tugende tukola alliance n'abatalina bwenkanya. Ate gye mubadde nga mugamba nti wamma ababadde eri tebabalaze bwenkanya mujje eno, ate bannammwe mubayoola mubaga nti ate tugende kuwagira oli atalina bwenkanya. Temubaba amazima bosi mitima gyammwe ne mu bikolwa.
So I think NSEREKO is kind of right. First of all, the alliance the PFF is looking for is not in good spirit. Trust me. If they had a chance to field a presidential candidate, they will do. I keep on saying that alliance is supposed to be between forces which bring something on the table. What does PFF bring apart from the strong individuals? Alliance must be because of votes. People give reference to Kenya. Kenya, they ally in tribe. Every leader comes from a particular tribe. He comes from with his votes. Here, if I ask you, where do the votes of PFF come from? They don't have a stronghold. They are just also negotiating for their small positions, not entirely bringing a block vote. Even in the next election, FDC combined, when they were still together, they had 130,000 votes countrywide. So alliances must be between parties who bring votes together to make a difference, not these people who ally to fight for their small position, to tell NUP that don't field a candidate here, don't field a candidate here. That does not work. Okay, it's the same allying with the ANT. You only get a brain of Mugisha Muntu, maybe the expertise, but in terms of organizing votes, in terms of organizing support, where does ANT have a stronghold? None. So allying with it and you sacrifice part of your candidature may not be a good idea. These people of PFF, if you ask them in their hearts whether they like Kyagulanyi, of course they don't. That's the truth. You want to tell me that Elias Lukwago wishes Bobi Wine well in terms of the presidential election? Of course not. Because Lukwago, because of cowardice, he failed to fill the vacuum, and power absorbs a vacuum. Bobi Wine saw a vacuum there and he rose. Now it's going to be hard to take away Bobi Wine. This is the truth. And if Lukwago doesn't play very well, all signs show that's not going to be a Lord Mayor. Let's continue with Mamad NSEREKO.
Nkwate sikwenya kyenkugamba kati kyenkugamba nenja.
Okay.
Nze ndi president we ecological party njizidde ku muzindaalo. Abaagala okukwata omusitawu gwange sitale tutambule ku line.
Okay.
Abatayagala ebibiina ebirala bikola ki? Webiri.
So that is Mamad NSEREKO, who had a point, by the way, a point to take home. These alliances for a long period of time, they have benefited individuals, not actually bringing tangible results. For example, Besigye would ally with some renegade from within the DP, the LUKWAGO and the SUBI group. And at the end of the day, the SUBI group would win elections without necessarily bringing a block vote. It's the problem. Although opinion leaders are needed, for example, if Robert Kyagulanyi can get opinion leaders in the Western and Northern, it will be a good idea. That's the truth. Alliance must be between parties who have representation and a block vote, not individuals who seek positions. And quote me very right, Semju is a good leader, Lukwago is a good leader, but the way they play politics of alliance is so selfish. I know every human being is selfish, but this time around, I don't endorse the alliance to work that way. Of course, that's my opinion. Remain yours truly, Mr. Makindi. Kavya Sulaiman Mawagari, the next MP from Makindi East constituency. I'll see you on another one. Peace.